Hello, my friends. Today I wanted to show you how to use a sigil, at least in a simplified way, because I keep getting this question and there's just no way I can answer this multiple times and people just not get it. So hopefully one of these formats will actually be good in order to explain how one can go about using sigils in a simplified way. Because there are advanced forms of ways that you can go about using sigils if you're more so into the practice, but most practitioners and things that come to me don't even need all that information. They just need a simplified explanation of what to do once they get one of my sigils or create one of their own. And that's what I'm going to try to explain in this virtual room right here. Now, first things first, you got to go through the process of actually creating a sigil or creating a representation of a sigil. Now, creating your own sigil, you would have to go through a creation process, which you would be able to figure out or find online or something like that to end up with a sigil that you can then charge and activate. But since I'm only trying to explain the simplified version of using sigils, it's more so finding a representation of one someone else has already created that you're going to go through the process of using. Pretty much, you're just going to go through the process of finding a sigil online, like one of mine or someone else's that you would like to use. Then you're going to recreate that sigil on another piece of paper or another form of media. Simply like so. Once you create it on another form of media, like a piece of paper here, or you create it on another thing, this is your sigil representation that you're actually going to go through the process of using. So once you have your sigil representation, you're going to want to charge the sigil. This goes through the process of giving the sigil power. This works through the mental process of imprinting it in your mind and also gives it spiritual energy to work in a more spiritual way. Primarily, this step is to more so focus on giving the sigil power so that it has something to work to manifest your desire. There are many different ways of going about doing this, and the chaos magic practitioners of the past, one of the most popular methods was actually masturbating to the sigil, so that when you reach climax, it would imprint in your subconscious mind because you would be staring into the sigil, and masturbation also releases a lot of energy. But for a lot of people, they wouldn't want to go about doing that. So there are other ways that you can do it, such as staring into the sigil for an extended period of time so that you can sit and exchange with it energy, and also, again, imprint it in your mind. If you're good at energy work, you could also put your hands over the sigil and push energy into it that way. You can meditate with the sigil and focus on it during the meditation in order to power it. You could carve this onto a candle and let that candle burn. Just many different ways of getting the energy and power that you want into the sigil so that you can prepare yourself for the next step, which is activation. Okay, so activation is pretty much once this is filled with power, you want to release that power so that your sigil can then begin to manifest. Now that it is locked in your mind and also given energy to. There are two ways to go about activating a sigil, which is passively and actively. Actively is where we're going to go through the process of destroying the representation that we created so that all of its energy can be released all at the same time, and so that your subconscious mind can also start getting told to start working. It's a way of releasing the power. And this is usually all at once, and when it's not in an area where you need it to be working continuously. The other way is passive activation. Passive activation is where we keep the sigil around, usually with us or in the area in which it is going to affect, so that this sigil can be seen multiple times, reinforcing itself, and can use its power from that specific source to sort of work from that space. In order to do passive activation, all you have to do is, once you're done charging, place it in the place in which you want it. For active activation, you have to destroy the sigil. Let's say this was your bed, and you wanted your dreams to be clearer, have more vivid dreams. You could create a sigil, or find a sigil online, create a representation for it, charge it, and then passively activate it by leaving it at the top of your bed. This way, when you went to sleep, you would be able to see it, and it would be able to affect you because it was close to your bed. If you're going to go through the process of actively activating a sigil, all you have to do is go through the process of destroying the sigil. This can be done through dissolving it in water, putting it in fire, or any other form of destruction. As long as the sigil is destroyed, the power of it will be released, and it can then begin to manifest. You can even just simply cross or destroy the representation of it with the same writing utensil you used to make it. That didn't work. You can also just simply destroy the sigil with the same writing utensil you used to make it. Like so. And then the energy and power of it will be released. At least it worked that time. That's pretty much the basics to using sigils. And I really just wanted to put that into video format so that people would be able to more so visualize it in their own lives. Goodbye, my friends.